All right. What's my bank account number? Okay, that I will not answer. Actually, I will. 555-5555. All right, here we go.
You have interfered with our affairs.
Yeah. Check, mic check, 1, 2. Straight from the underground type shit. When I write shit, yeah, type shit. Hey, yo.
Warrior kicked it off by how many siblings? 2 siblings, older brother, older sister. My brother's 33 years old and a police officer. My sister is 30 years old and just quit her. Actually, I think she still works, but she was a men's department lead at Neiman Marcus. Now she is basically a full-time mom. She's had her baby, which is awesome. Where are you living these days? Chicago. I mentioned this earlier on stream. No shame at all. I actually live at home with my parents. I just moved back from Seattle, and I travel all the time, so it doesn't really make sense for me to pay rent. I also kind of own the house as well because it's an investment. So good situation. And if it was up to my parents, I'd live with them until I was 35 years old. And I honestly would not be able to do what I do if it wasn't for my parents supporting me in a big way they help me with work advice, and they make food and all sorts of stuff while I get to focus on work. Where are you heading next? Going to Seattle tomorrow. I fly out to Seattle tomorrow. In Seattle until Sunday. I'm going for an executive briefing with a customer, which is where Microsoft brings executives at large enterprise customers in, and then brings Microsoft executives to kind of come speak to them, and it's like a strategy briefing, if you will, in our Redmond corporate office with all these really cool tours and really cool things you get to see. Art of the possible, industry tours for specific industries, digital future, what's next tours, like what's coming in technology. It's really cool. And then I'm going to stay for the weekend, and I'm doing a internal hack. There's something I did in college called Startup Weekend. Craig, have you heard of Startup Weekend? Where you literally create a startup in a weekend with a group of people. It's really, really cool. The whole philosophy is all it takes to start a startup is to start. And you could do it in a weekend. So we're doing that with a couple people at Microsoft as an internal hack on a very interesting topic. So we're going to hopefully start something great as entrepreneurs. Remember Black Tusk Community Nights in Gears 3, MK Reptile 777. First time I played with you, and I think her name was Jack Filling. Dude, Reptile, that's where I remember you for sure. Yeah, I remember playing with you in those Gears 3 Community Nights. In fact, if you wanted to go and have some good nostalgia, I uploaded 2 of those videos to my YouTube channel. Stepto's in one of them who passed away a few years ago, so that's super sad. He was my boss for a little while when I started there. But those community nights were amazing, man. They were so much fun, and you were awesome. You killed it when we invited you in to play. So good stuff. Planning on commentating any fighting games in the future? I forgot, Reptile, you're big in the... obviously, your name is Mortal Kombat Reptile, but you're big in the fighting game scene too. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I would love to do more fighting game stuff. I had a good connection with Tasty Steve and Rip and all those guys that I commentated Tekken with. Really, really enjoyed it. So I'd love to do some more fighting games. If WSOE does more, I will. If not, I might start to pursue that community a little bit more. We'll see. I just don't have a lot of time. Plans for this year. Ooh, yeah. So I got some lofty goals, plans. This is obviously one big side of it. Streaming again, thanks to Asus. You guys see at the bottom left of my screen, you've seen the Asus logo all night long, and it's because they're the reason I'm able to do this. I'm able to stream. It's all possible because of them. So that's a big one. I always kind of told myself, hey, what if I would have pursued streaming? Now I finally get to do that at a more consistent level. I'm not going to do it full-time, unfortunately, but outside of that, gaming is this side of it. And then I have work full-time, trying to continue and advance my career. I want to take a big step in my career. I want to get to director level by 30. I'm 27 right now at Microsoft, so that's a big focus of mine, is trying to just succeed at work and network internally, and we'll see what happens with that. And outside of that, travel. I'm going to the Netherlands next week, and then to Greece, and then Mexico City, and then San Francisco, all before March. It's going to be a busy February. Favorite sports figure of all time? Ooh, that's a good one. Man. Muhammad Ali obviously stood for a lot. There's a lot of just rattling random people. Peyton Manning, I respect his approach. Kobe, you have to have a lot of respect for Mamba mentality, what he was able to do with his height, his body type. He still was one of the greatest. But in my eyes, I don't think you can not give that to Michael Jordan. Greatest of all time to ever do it, hands down. Demanded excellence from his teammates and got it, and was excellent himself. All sorts of good stuff. Wild Floor French Toast. Ooh, that's a great one. You guys, this is the best one we've had since I started streaming again. It's my 3rd stream, by the way. Big shout to any of the 3 for 3ers. I'm gonna go with a... Well, here's the thing. If you get a waffle in Greece, it's actually a dessert. They put Nutella and ice cream and cookies on it. It's delicious. So I cannot say that's my favorite my second favorite dessert of all time. So I got to go with a waffle. When you squad streaming with Nick, I got a lot of love for Nick. Nick is obviously it's a business. This is his full-time job. So everything he does from like a who he plays with perspective is always JD Perez, what's up? Appreciate the follow, man. Thank you so much. But yeah, Nick, obviously, it's a business to him. So every time he plays with someone, he has to play with someone that's at that level, and I'm not at that level. But hopefully, I'd love to get some games in just for throwback. Me and Prospect talked about finding a way we get to like an old school NBN throwback day, which would be sweet. Name of niece and nephew. Ooh, I got 4 nieces and 1 nephew, which is nuts. 3. Yeah. So we got my nephew is Xander. My nieces are Ariana, Penelope, Fiona, and Miley. What tech do you use to stream? It's called Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs OBS is what gives me all these alerts and that thing. My man Domo Fun. What's up, Domo? Always coming through. Domo, you 3 for 3, bro? I think you're 3 for 3. 3 for 3 club. PC specs, honestly, I don't even know. I have 32 gigs of RAM, i7 6700K CPU at 4 gigahertz. Favorite books, 1 nonfiction, 1 fiction. Well, crazy enough, I don't read fiction. I'm a big fan of, in college, I would say these books changed the course of my perception. I think really helped me in life. So I would probably would give it to these books. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Good to Great by Jim Collins. And 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I read them all like sophomore year of college. Any pets? No, my dog Achilles, Samoyed, beautiful, amazing dog. He passed away 4 years ago. It was very sad. My sister has a Chihuahua, which used to be kind of like our family Chihuahua, but it wasn't really our family Chihuahua. She came home with it one day, and we were like, why do we have a Chihuahua in our house? We stream open lobbies on Xbox in future streams. Ooh, I like the idea of that. Reptile, you still playing Gears? I would totally do some open lobbies, Gears 5. That'd be a lot of fun, man. Get some people together, run some pickups like we did for the Black Tusk night. That was a blast. I would love to do that. That was one of my favorite things to do. Yes, I loved it. Really weird. Damage on, you got a lady friend. Yep. I got a girlfriend who lives in Greece, which is crazy, I know, but we're doing super long distance. She lives in Athens, Greece, and it actually works out really well. Ooh, Ben Green, what? You gotta be kidding me. Ben Green, my co-host at the Australian Open. Big shout out to Ben. He's honestly, truthfully, no bullshit. I'm no longer in the same room as you and have to say it or anything weird like that. Not that I felt like that anyways. Ben Green's one of the best hosts in esports, man. His ability to just ramble, his one-liners are brilliant. He's phenomenal, man. Love the fact that you're here right now. It made my day. Much love, Ben. Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Hope you've been able to rest and recover since the Australian Open. Yeah, the long-distance relationship works because I'm super busy working a full-time job, casting, streaming. I'm literally like, when I cast events weekends, which I do like 2 or 3 weekends out of the month, it's usually like 20 to 30-hour weekends because you do like 10 to 12-hour days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, plus working 40 hours all week. So it's just super busy right now. So long distance is really good just because it gives me my time. My space gives her space. The plan is for her to move to Chicago in like a year and a half. So favorite airline. I flew Virgin once to London and it was really cool. Virgin International. Favorite like domestic airline probably is Delta, but Delta doesn't fly very well out of Chicago, unfortunately, so I can't fly Delta. So I fly American. Favorite hobby outside of gaming. It kind of sounds lazy, but I do enjoy as a pastime watching SportsCenter and watching football games. Just in general, being a consumer or a sports fan, I really enjoy doing. I enjoy playing sports, so anything competitive in general from a sports perspective, volleyball, kickball, softball, playing in flag football leagues, things like that. I really enjoy. I haven't done that in a long time though. So I actually played in the flag football league in Seattle and then played 1 season here in Chicago and haven't played since. So I got to get back to that. True story. I went to the flag football national championships last year, 2019. It's pretty dope. What do you attribute your success to? Oh man, like one thing? Do I have to pick one thing only, or can I say a few things I attribute my success to? I like that question. Dylan answered for me. Works hard as F, never stops. And I didn't always have an amazing work ethic. I mean, I think I was just hard on myself. When I didn't have an amazing work ethic, I was very hard on myself that I wasn't working hard enough. Like that's one thing I always like feared, and I think I've heard this. Kobe said this too. I read this in an interview. Not saying I'm anything like Kobe or like even close to that level, but I think that's one thing. I've heard separates very successful people and not successful people is when super successful people, if they're not at the gym, an athlete, or not working, or they feel guilty, like they feel like crap, like they are unproductive members of society. And if I think of the times in my life where I've been most depressed, mental health wasn't the greatest. I didn't feel accomplished. I wasn't happy. It's always been when I'm like not productive. So not only is being productive great from a success standpoint, but it's also great from a mental health and happiness and depression fighting standpoint. Cycling or running? Running for sure. Craig, I know you're going to hate me for this. I know you're a big cycler. I'm sorry. But I do not like, I don't know what it is. When I'm cycling, I get a workout in, but I feel like weird. I feel like I'm doing it right now, by the way. You can't see. I feel like I'm just sitting there. You know? I'm just like, I'm sitting down, and that's good that my legs are pumping. I mean, that's an amazing workout. I get it. But running, it's like your whole body, you know? Your whole body's into it. I'm a weirdo. I don't know. I'm a big fan of running. I'm more of a fan of running. Personal preferences. Love your brother or sister more. She's back. Yo, that's hilarious. My sister came back just to ask the question, do I love my brother or my sister more? Even though I already know this answer. Yeah, you already know the answer. And I'm going to be I'm not going to do a politically correct, the right thing to say answer. I undoubtedly love you more, Christina. That's not, Alex is great, fantastic brother, phenomenal. If I'm getting in crap, he's a police officer, and generally he has my back. And if I need him, he'd be there for me. But you're there for me every single day. You show up for me every single day. It's not a only when type of thing, and that means the absolute world. By the way, big shout out at the bottom left right now to Asus Republic of Gamers. If you guys are looking for real, this is no BS. This is no like, oh, I get a code, I'm gonna get paid, or I have to say it. They changed my life, like simply. Asus changed my life. Asus made this moment possible. The fact that we get to all hang out twice a week, I get to video blog, I got to hire a video editor and pay him now on a consistent basis, Martin, and help him pursue his side passion and his career. And if I blow up one day, I'm bringing everyone along for the ride. Hopefully that'll be the case, God willing. I'm bringing everyone along for the ride because that's the type of person that I am. So please show some love back to Asus. If you guys are looking for a monitor for gaming, they have the best monitors in gaming, bar none. It's not even a question. Peripherals, keyboard, mice. All right, we're back. Do you want kids? Yes, I do want kids. I want 6 kids. Swear to God. The reason being, here's the reason. Not like I want to procreate and my genes are great. It's not like that. The reason is, I feel like if I have the financial wherewithal and the life situation, and I have the love of my parents who can help, and I have the help, and I'm in a situation where I can raise kids with excellence, I would want to bring more life into the world for that reason, because there's a lot of people brought into this world, not that shouldn't be brought into this world, because I think if you're brought into this world for a reason, you're brought into this world for a reason, you should be here, but there's a lot of people brought into this world that don't have an opportunity at life, and if I can offer that to a kid, I want to offer that in more ways I can. And in general, there's a lot of people having like 15 kids that should definitely not be having 15 kids for the reasons I mentioned before. So we got to balance that out, some way, some shape, or form. Favorite drink? Turning 21. What? MK Reptile, you're that young, bro? When we played together, that was 5 years ago. You were 16 years old when we played in the community nights. That's awesome, man. All right, so here's the deal. Favorite drink. I got a funny story about the drink thing. Funny story. So true, 100% a true story. Craig, you knew me at this time. When I turned 21, I went to Vancouver, Canada to interview for a job with the Coalition, dream job. I owed that job to a woman by the name of Jack Felling, is her gamer tag, and she took a big risk on me. She advocated for me, fought for me, made it happen. And as I'm in Vancouver, she's like, let's go out to drinks, let's celebrate. You interviewed really, really well. I'm like, okay. So she takes me to this, she calls it the best cocktail bar in Vancouver. And Vancouver's like a nice city. And she's like, what do you want to drink? And I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, what in the world is a gin, berry, tonic, this? I'm like, what? And I don't know what any of this means, right? Because I was 21 and all I did was drink cheap beer in college, Natty Ice, right? And then when I turned 21, all I would do was order rum and Coke because that's all I knew. So it was like rum and Coke every time I was at a bar. So I ordered a rum and Coke, and she looks at me. She's like, you're not getting a rum and Coke at this bar. She's like, that's not happening. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, this is the nicest cocktail, but you're not getting a rum and Coke. So I'm looking through. I'm like, I don't know what any, to be honest, I was trying to be cool. So I'm like, I don't know what any of this means. So I'm like, so I tried playing it off. I'm like, I'll just have what you get, because I'm still trying to impress her because she's hiring me. So I'm like, I'll have what you get. And she's like, no, you have to pick a drink. I'm like, okay. She's like, what do you like? She's like, do you like really strong, burly, manly drinks that whiskey that burn your throat? I'm like, no, definitely don't like that, because I was 21 and stupid. Now I love whiskey, true story. But no, I don't like that. She's like, do you like this? And I'm like, no, not really. She's like, what about do you like kind of fruity? I'm like, yeah, I kind of like, fruity drinks. So she's like, okay. So she orders a drink for me. The drink shows up. I'm not even kidding. It was glowing hot pink. And then I found out the name of the drink was Lingerie and Lace. She ordered me a lingerie and lace fruity hot pink drink, and to this day she never lets me live it down. And then I went into sales at Microsoft, and I was with all these like old school men sellers that like are part of this boys club. You have to be part of. And I started learning how to like drink whiskey, and now I drink whiskey and stuff. So long story short, to answer that question, don't be a fool like me. Learn about a little bit about drinks here and there. My favorite go-to when I was 21 and at bars was like Red Bull and vodka, rum and coke, which you still do when you're out in the city. But if you could learn to kind of like acquire the taste of like a rye whiskey, like a Templeton whiskey is probably one of my favorite whiskeys, on the rocks with a little ice cube in it. Manhattans and old fashions. I think you should start with like an old fashioned, move to like a Manhattan. Is it the other way around? I always forget. And then do like a whiskey on the rocks. Bourbon is good. Yeah, bourbon's good. But start with like a Manhattan or old fashioned. That's going to make you look like you're somewhat sophisticated. Unlike my stupid ass. Who's your favorite pro gamer? Ooh, I like that. Favorite pro gamer. I do respect Ninja a lot. I'm a firm believer that you have a ton of influence when you're a pro, and when you're a big streamer, you have a ton of influence. You can impact people for the better. And I go to talk to schools every once in a while, every couple months. I'll talk to a school about my career, my background. And it breaks my heart when I hear kids say, I want to drop out of high school to be a streamer or a pro gamer. Like, you don't have to do that. So Ninja preaches a good story that like, hey, go to school, do well in soccer, exceed in sports, game on the side, and then build it up slowly but surely. And then he stopped cursing, and I respect the hell out of the fact he stopped cursing because he realized people don't understand 90% of Ninja fans are under 15 years old. So I respect him tremendously for that reason. Thoughts on Xbox Series X? I think it's brilliant. People are giving it so much hate right now, and I have no idea why. First off, it's called the Xbox Series X. Go look at the definition of series, okay, first and foremost. Second, this is not me. I don't know anything, so I'm not leaking anything. Second, are you kidding me? Xbox is going to provide a near PC-like gaming experience to the accessibility of a console. That's an amazing thing. That's only great for the industry. So I think it's amazing. Who cares how it looks? My Xbox is literally here. I'm never going to look at it. It's under my desk. Who cares if it looks like a refrigerator? It's under your desk anyways, or it's inside your entertainment. So I think it was a genius play by Xbox. I think Xbox is very well positioned. That plus Project X Cloud, and with our cloud capabilities, we're the second or largest cloud provider in the world, right? You do the math as to who's going to win this next war. I'm excited.